Can anybody see us?
Yeah, it's not live over here yet.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Okay.
Let's see it when it pops up.
Hey!
There we go. I'm currently loading in the pictures of today's snakes so that if you guys can't see them well enough on the camera, you guys can see them directly on the stream.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been a long time. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names, so how you guys doing? First thing I'm seeing on here is TJ Tyler. I'm loving your videos. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's making me do these one at a time.
You know, it wouldn't be us if it were on time. We're going to have a lot. Oh, hey, how you doing, Adam? It wouldn't be us, like I said, if we weren't having to do a few things here. But there are a lot of new people, so we wanted to talk a little bit about the ground rules. We've got 5 snakes and 1 leopard gecko tonight. We just bought a new table, and I think it's a little bouncy. We're going to have to learn how to deal with that.
Yeah.
Or at least work on it. With the auctions, we don't. Are we not starting off with a minimum now? Are we? No minimum. You can start off. We do $5 increments, so that just means, say the bid is $20. You can't bid 21. It has to be 20, 25, 30. That's pretty simple. No jumps over $40. That's the biggest jump you can do. So if the bid is 60, you could go 100, but you couldn't bid 105 is the next bid. It just helps keep the trolls in line. The other thing is there is going to be 1 snake that has a reserve tonight. That's going to be the Pastel GHI. So until the reserve is reached, that's the only one that's different. You can jump that as fast as you want. If somebody wants to automatically go in and bid $150 or $200, that's okay. Once the reserve is off, then we go back to the $40 jumps. If you do put in a bid that's an oddball bid, like I said, like you do $121, that bid will be removed and not count. Even if you just miskeyed it and you weren't being, trying to be funny with it, because we do occasionally get some fake bids, and we'll see how that goes. We know Mike had a lot of trouble with his auction last year, the very last one. And we're hoping we don't get a repeat of that. But as we've gotten more subs, the odds are going up that could happen.
All right. 1 second. There's going to be a lot of pictures popping up right now, and it's just me getting them to the right size, so it's not awkward when we're actually going through the auction. So just in this little entry bit, I'm going to be getting all these pictures in that we just took.
These are flashing by pretty fast, but I see Genetic Hunters are on. P-Towns, how you doing, buddy? Ball and Chain, Austin's on there. LKB, Snake Dad, how you doing, buddy? We just met the other day for the first time. That was great. Heather's on. Heather's always on with us. There's Crystal, John Feely, Euphoric. Oh, hey, Bill. Bill's on.
Hey.
We also have William.
Oh, there he is. I have to add mod to
Trait back.
There we go.
How you doing, buddy?
Wait, what?
I can never just say Trey. It's always going to be Trey Beck.
It's
Earl Kane's on. Hey, Earl.
I hit add moderator and it made Steven hidden on the channel, so I had to go back and scramble to figure out how to fix it.
We've got a new moderator or two since last year, so bear with us just a little bit. God, there's a bunch of people on.
What's
you got a count?
73.
Cool. Excellent.
I'm trying to remember our order. I'm trying to sneak over. Okay, there we go. And then it's this.
One other thing, we have 1 big snake today. It's a big male. On anything over 800 grams, the shipping, I forgot to mention the shipping. The shipping is $50 on all the snakes except if they're over 800 grams. Oh, that's a nice picture. If they're over 800 grams, then it's $75. They are just too much to ship, especially this guy's 1,600. We're going to eat it on this one. And if you're local, of course, shipping doesn't apply. If you get more than 1 snake, it's only 1 shipping charge. If you want to wait till next week and see if you buy on the next auction, still just one shipping charge. We're not going to keep hitting you for it each time.
All right, cool.
Where are we at?
I have gotten 2 out of the 6 pictures loaded.
Okay, we're going to keep going here. Well, just to recap, we're going to start off with an Enchi female. She's a baby. I don't have on here how heavy she is. She's 115 grams, if I remember correctly. She's tiny. The big cinnamon male comes next. He's 1,660 grams. That guy's beautiful, too, for a single gene. Pastel GHI. She's also posset for albino. What was her posset? 50%. Why don't I have the weights on? Oh, you've got them on there.
I got them on here.
Okay. So you'll have them. She was what, 165?
The Pastel GHI?
Yeah.
She was 175, and I did not mark down on her thing. She is 50% het for albino, and now I put it in. So
okay. After that, the black pastel that's posset for albino, also 50%, and she's 600 grams. She's a little bigger, but she'll only be a $50 shipping charge. And then our last snake will be a spider female that's 66% posset for albino. So we've got albinos and ghosts tonight. And then the last one is that leopard gecko. It's a Murphy patternless. What's TSM?
I actually marked that down wrong. He was actually originally a temperature sex female, but if you guys deal with leopard geckos enough that you know that their sexes are determined by their temperatures that they're incubated at, but it's not 100%. It's something like 95%. And he was one that was incubated to be a female, but ended up being a male. So we learned that one when we put them with a male, and they immediately showed us they did not like each other very much.
Clissa's on. Hey, Clissa. And who else did I just see?
I'm seeing a whole bunch of names go by, but I'm just trying to get this all going.
Mason A's, Clissa's on. There's somebody else I just saw here. Marshall Law.
This one's going to be fun, or funny here. This picture. This is the girl that we couldn't get out of a ball, and this is how we had to take a picture of her with her head stamped in. We had to actually hold her.
C4's on.
Hey. Oh, too far.
But
featuring the black pastel back there.
Another one I mentioned, TJ's videos. Calissa's got great videos. Of course, Bill on here, BC Pythons, Snake Dad. I'm sorry, I'm going to leave people out. But one of the ones that I want to mention that is newer to me is Martial Law. If you haven't seen Martial Law Morph's videos yet, I end up off the screen. There we go.
You just slowly made your way out.
I recommend watching his videos. They're really good. Where you at there, buddy?
I am on the last picture. It's just, it is not named the same because it wasn't taken from my phone. It was taken with Nicole's iPhone, so it doesn't name the pictures the same way, so I'm actually having to look for it.
Oh. There's BP Exotics. Hey, Ben. Ben, I wanted to bring something up to you. You send me your notices for your live your live video every day. I'm sorry, just like most adults, I'm working at that time of day, and I can't watch. Not that I don't want to. Just they frown on that, watching YouTube at work.
Yeah. For Instagram in that case. But I got everything set up.
That was an Instagram, yeah, you're right. Okay.
A lot of work to get this set up. I forgot how much we actually had to move into here to get this thing going. Because we completely disassembled my entire setup out there just to get this thing going.
Are you ready? Can we do it?
We can get started in the next couple seconds. We're going to go over rules real quick. Most of them are down in the comments. It is flat rate shipping per 12 by 9 by 6 box. The box can fit 2 medium-sized snakes or a large amount of hatchlings. Increments of 5, we went over that. No jumps over $40. Let me edit that one in. And then we do payment plans. We require payment by Saturday, or otherwise we're going to go to the second place bidder, and then they'll get that snake. But all we require in terms of payment is not a full payment, but we do a 50% down, and then a 2-week payment plan, so 25%, 25%, and then it's all good to go from there. And I'm trying to remember what else.
I think we covered it all. There's something else I want to bring up, though.
Yeah.
Are you still working? We had someone send us a gift the other day, and I'm sorry I screwed it up and didn't do an opening because I was so pissed with the mailman. Our mailman is great. I think how he divides the mail and knows which goes to which house is that he takes one of the envelopes and he folds it in half. He seems to be really good at folding the pictures and the photos.
Every piece of artwork that gets sent our way gets bent.
So he folded it completely in half. But I want to thank Omerta Bang. Sent us 2 pictures that he had drawn. He or she, you know?
I am not positive.
I'm not sure either.
It is like Omerta Bang.
So, yeah. Pictures, and go ahead and describe, Look, because you were in on it.
So here is a Dreamskull / albino pied that they had drawn, and then the second one is, as you guys know, my favorite morph, the Gotham.
Yeah, so
really
one
cool.
One for Logan, one for me. Thank you very much. That was cool. I'm sorry about the mailman bending it in half. It still pisses me off.
Omerta Bang is a guy.
Thank you. Yeah, and you're on. Cool. Or was someone else saying that?
That was Snake Dad saying that.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I had not talked to them outside of getting them our address to send it.
Thank you, Raul. I'm going to make a point to use that. Not just Snake Dad. How's Grace?
She hates that.
She did hate that.
But she responded to it. She knew who you were talking
I said,
about.
Grace, get over here. She jumped. Snake Dad's wife's name is not Taylor anymore. I changed it to Grace. Because she looks just like my niece.
Alright, so I remembered one part that I was missing out on the rules is, are you allowed to bid since you're under 18 as long as you have parent permission? And yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it works for me.
But the thing I was getting to is we don't do a timer and then overtime. What we do is you guys just free bid until it slows down, and then once there is a 30-second gap, aka I set the timer up for 40 seconds to take care of the delay on your end. So if you guys do hear the beeping on here, because we do have a speaker set up in here now, that is end of bids. That person wins. However, sometimes you guys do sneak bids in, and you will notice because of the chat being on the screen. That way you will know when bidding's over. So yeah.
Do we have any of our moderators on yet? Any of our moderators say hello?
We have Scales Exotics in here. I did not see if Brett was in here. So
yeah, we just covered the age limit. Reese's is on. Hey, Reese's.
Oh, yeah. Euphoric Reptiles mod?
Yeah. Is he?
I just added it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Gave him his wrench.
All right. I like that.
All right, so...
Hey, Gray.
Other than that, I believe we are ready to go. I am just kind of resizing windows so I can actually keep track of our winners.
Oh, Mike.
Was Mike in?
Hope I can bowl.
Oh, yeah. I default to AEP being Mike. Even though everybody has now started calling him Miguel again.
That's strange to me. We met him as Miguel, and then he corrected it to Mike.
And now it's back to Miguel
Now
again.
it's Miguel. I can't keep up. I'm just going to hang with Tina. She's better looking anyway.
Oh. Alright, so I have the timer ready. So go ahead. Whenever you guys are ready, you may start bidding on this beautiful Enchi Het Ghost female. She's coming in at 113 grams.
And I'm sorry, she's still got a little stuck shed.
Yeah, we gave her that bath yesterday. What we're going to be doing is getting in there, and I'm actually going to use a Q-tip and get that stuff off.
We got $50 from Calissa, $60 from LKB.
Snake Dad said, read that message, it's hilarious. Alright, Calissa's top bid at 75 so far. Alfredo, I do want to mention it's increments of 5, so 60, 65, whatever the top bid is, you got to add 5 to it. So any of those weird numbers, 1 through 4 and 6 through 9, don't count.
90 for Calissa, she just beat you, Genetic Hunters.
And now I actually got to get the document open so I can have it written down.
Genetic Hunters has the advantage here. He doesn't have to pay for shipping. Or they.
Yeah, that's very true.
95 for Alfredo. That's better.
And there's one person in the audience that I don't want to pass up on, and that's my little sister, Alyssa, has tuned in, so I just want to say, hey, what's going on? Don't get to see her often enough.
Hey, Princess.
So
Calissa's at 100. She beat you, Mason Ace.
Yeah, just barely beat you.
105 for Alfredo, 110 for Lorraine.
All right. So,
she's a good girl. I wish we had all this shed off of her. She's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I'm sorry, honey. Calissa's getting serious. 125.
She can decide about this one. She definitely can.
130, 150 for Lil Casper.
Where'd you get? Oh, where are you getting that? Because the shed's making him look like a ghost, or where?
No, a Lil Casper.
Oh. I thought Calissa put a name in there. She's like she named it already.
Calissa 155. Well, you've already got a spider coming, so what the heck? Alfredo 160.
Oh, we also have Nicole in the chat.
Hey, Nicole. You should be over here working.
Well, Gene, it is Enchi 100% het for ghost/hypo, whichever you want to call it, coming in at 113 grams.
Hey, June, how you doing?
Female, by the way. 165 to Calissa, just barely beat you there, Genetic Hunters. I have a feeling Calissa's going to be the new bully.
She's acting like it. Of course, she got the banker at her back. Alfredo at 170.
Wow, her brightness is really showing well on this camera.
She comes out of an orange dream clutch, and the colors on her are outrageous. I can't say she's orange dream, but man, the color's good.
All right, I'm going to start the timer right now. Calissa's at 175.
That's funny, Ben.
Nuclear and Toxic are doing great. They're getting chubby. That's for sure.
You got the time? 180 for Alfredo.
Resetting the timer.
Yep, it's sniper time.
The one thing that is that I noticed is that it's popping up on the program that I made for the output, so it actually goes to you guys before YouTube's actually picking it up.
Wow.
It's weird. YouTube needs to step their game up. 185.
Calissa 185. We restart the timer.
Hey, what's going on, Armando?
And in case Logan didn't mention... Armando, it's been a while. In case Logan didn't mention it, we take the top two. And if the first one doesn't come through on payment or something happens, we go to the second one. Yeah, NYC Bully, I don't know. That's a good question.
NYC needs to stay away, according to Calissa. I need a Mojave. Harper, if you want to email us, we do have a female Mojave available, however, but now that I said that, we're probably going to have a few people email us.
Right.
She's probably, what, like 350 grams or so?
3 1/4.
Oh, we got 5 seconds, by the way. All right, and just like that, that's the loud beep that I was talking about. I may need to turn that down. And that is sold to Calissa at, let me get back and see what that was, 185 with second for Alfredo at 180. Alfredo, can we please get your email in the chat, or if you want to email it to us and just say, hey, this is my screen name, I had this bid. That's cool as well, just as, if you don't want to.
Alfredo what?
I would have to go back and get the name. It starts with an S. Sustat. Oh wait, Oh, it's not T-A-T, my bad. It's T-A-I-T-A. There's no Desert Ghost in this auction, and unfortunately there's no Desert Ghost in this room. I love Desert Ghost, but the price of getting a really solid set where you get a really powerhouse male and then some nice het females, oh jeez. Oh, we got you, Calissa.
We were working on it. We were trying to get one over here, a male.
Yeah, we've been talking to Doug about that one.
No, I was talking to Granddaddy Herb.
Oh, yeah, that one too.
Okay, this one's gonna wear me out.
We may have to set this one down. So, this is a proven breeder from Trig Reptiles. This is a cinnamon, and as you can see, he has a gorgeous pattern, and he is actually super friendly. I was walking around the house with him. Hey, what's going on, Mom?
Your mom is on?
Yeah. Look, I caught it late.
Oh,
right as she was scrolling by.
Again, I was pointing this out in the video, but that white that pops up on the bottom is really different.
And Adam says that he's going to have some amazing hets this season, so we're definitely going to be talking to you.
Yeah, I know what hets he's going to have.
Oh, there's the email.
He's going to have $5,000 hets.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, I remember.
75 for Snake Dad. Oh, I'm sorry, Genetic Hunters beat you to it. From Redmond, cool.
I keep copying this and I end up copying something else. So I'm not getting this document set up.
It's just a friend of mine just moved up to Washington. He went up to Camino Island, if you know where that is.
He went from living in the city to living so secluded that it takes him, like, half an hour to get to the city.
Genetic Hunters, you just outbid yourself.
Did he really?
Oh, no, he outbid Little Casper, beat him too. My bad.
Okay. I was like, don't make fun of him, man.
Now, you're the one to pick this up.
Talking to the Genetic?
Masonese is at 95. Just beat out Alfredo. Genetic Hunters would be able to pick this up locally.
Yeah, that's true.
And a reminder, the shipping on this is 75. You are a pretty boy.
All right, how's it going? Have we been sitting at 95 for a little bit? I'm going to go ahead and start that. We are very close to actually tipping our most watched auction.
What are we at?
We're at 112.
Good. All right, I like that.
Our highest we've ever been is actually at 120, and that was when that craziness was going on with the Super Mojave male, the Pastel Super Mojave. If any of you guys remember that.
Yeah, Genetic Hunters, we would actually meet you partway too. We're out in Riverside, so we would arrange something. Yeah, you would save that $75 shipping.
Jeffrey, the reason there's hardly any female bananas available is because banana is a sex-linked gene. If you want to think about it kind of like color blindness for us humans, it's much more common with males. So when you have a male breeding to a female, and that is sold.
Addison, we won't hold that against you, that you were born in Riverside.
And that was sold to Mason for 95.
Masonese. I gotta get rid of this guy.
Mason, I know I've talked to you before, but can you please link your email? Just because it was so long ago, I'd have to really search for it.
Are you writing this down, Will?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not writing, but yeah. And second is Genetic Hunters.
Okay, so how much was it?
And Genetic Hunters, we got you on Instagram, so we're cool there. But the reason there is so few banana females is because...
Was it 90 or 95?
It was 95 for Mason and then 90 for Genetic Hunters.
Thank you.
No. Do you have any Xanthic stuff? Not currently, but we have some in the incubator. But I'm going to finish this at some point. I keep getting distracted. But the reason there's so little banana females is that when you breed a male to a female, almost all males are male makers, in which case they make 96% males and 4% females. So you kind of really have to hit the odds to get a female. But then when you have a female, it splits the odds 50-50. And any male born from that female will be a female maker, and they'll have 96% females and 4% males. But everybody wants to keep those females for themselves. So it's really hard to get those available. You get that away from my face.
If you watch the video, this one is the one that was taking Logan apart.
All right, see you, Leatherneck. Hope to see your new logo soon. I've heard great stories about it. I actually give him rides to school, so he's been updating me with everything that's going on.
I've actually changed his diapers.
Thomas, yes, you can pay on Thursday. We just require payment by Saturday. Whether that payment is in full or if that is a 50% deposit and you start your 2-week payment plan, that's completely fine. There you go. Brooks got it. Banana that? Gene is on the Y chromosome. You get a female banana crossover event when the gene gets moved over to the X.
Which is just like what you said on color blindness.
So this girl is a Pastel GHI, 50% het for albino. This also comes from Trig Reptiles, and she is gorgeous. And as you can see, she is being perfectly fine being handled now. Not like that video where she was wanting to eat my fingers.
She's gorgeous.
Thank you guys so much for setting this up.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, all good, Ben.
We got bids. L. Harper at 100.
It's a little.
I'm sorry.
No, John Feely. That was a high bid. I'm sorry about that. Lil Casper, I'm gonna say that's a 125 bid. I mean, it's $1 less than what you put. So Lil Casper's at 125.
Okay. We can't have a jump of more than $40.
So current high is Lil Casper at 125, and then second is also Earl Kane at 125.
And there is a reserve on the snake, so we'll let you know when we get there. 150 for David Romero.
And second is John Feely, 135.
Oops, I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, John Feely, 170. We are getting really close to the reserve for this girl, and like we showed, she pounds food.
Hey Aldo, how you doing? 175 for martial law.
David Romero, 200.
That's a good bid. Ben, you're a big spender.
All right, so we have hit the reserve at 200 right there for David Romero. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer.
215 for John Feely.
Going to go ahead and restart it.
God, look how pretty. That girl is gorgeous.
Marshall just beat you, Earl.
We're at 215
Trey Beck,
anyway.
220.
Hey, Trey.
You know, if there's one person I'm really jealous of his reptile room, and he's now getting in iguana cages, Trey Beck.
He doesn't... Dude. Okay, 225 for John Feely. He doesn't have a reptile room. He has a zoo at his house.
It's awesome.
Dude's got lionfish out there. He's got cottonmouths. He's got I don't know what all. Every lizard. Do you have a crocodile yet? 230 for Old Kane.
Oh, the one thing I was going to ask you, Trebeck, for the iguana build, is that going to be a rhino iguana, or is that, which iguana is that for? Hey, what's going on, Guion? Do you recognize this girl?
Guion is in the house. 240 for John Feely.
She looks so great in this light.
245 for David Romero.
What we have a Pastel GHI, 50% het for albino female.
Oh, we are off. Did you say we were off of the reserve?
Yes, we passed the reserve.
Okay, yeah.
250 to Trey Beck. 265 to John Feely.
Yeah. Did you see the video from yesterday, Guion? She was trying to eat Logan.
Yeah, we were working in the rat room all day, and no matter how much I used soap and water, did not get that rat smell off.
Still 265 for John Feely.
Gian said that she did get him. And she's staring me down right now. She's looking at me in my soul.
She's cute.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer for martial law at 255. Masonet's Lost Sound. I'm still seeing it pop up on here. Is anybody else losing? It's a green iguana. Green iguana. Wow, I can't talk. Green iguana. Very cool.
Green iguana.
Oh, Adam, 260.
265.
See, Adam doesn't have to pay for shipping.
No, I said John Feely did 265.
Oh, he did? Did I miss that?
Back up, or we were too busy talking.
Oh, yep, John Feely did. He did sneak that in there. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Addison, for that catch.
And Steven says we got good sound. Well,
All
a
right,
lot of people
cool.
are saying it now. There's P-Town. Addison.
And Adam's at 270.
270.
I'm cutting all my words short. I don't know what's up with me right now. I need water.
Here we have the second time this has happened.
You know what happened?
Auction.
Our first auction that we did by ourselves. Where is?
I'll get them.
Oh, they're over there.
Hold her.
Oh, she's about ready to poop. Big old log. I'm gonna go ahead and start the timer. Earl Kane is now the high bid with 275. Let's go ahead. Right after we clean her up, we're gonna go ahead and get you another weight. 280, John Feely. Hey, what's going on, Powerhouse Reptiles? NYC is not here currently. At least he's not talking. He was very much kind of hiding in the shadows before.
280 for John Feely. Is there another one after that?
Empty weight, yeah. Let's go ahead and hit that with some F10 too.
Yeah, I'm going to. I was going to wipe it up a little more.
I just dropped 20 grams. If you saw it, you wouldn't be surprised at that 20 gram number. 280, John Feely, going ahead and starting that timer. Oh, he's here. He was hiding in the shadows. He heard his name.
Bully?
Yeah, NYC Bully's here. What we have right now, NYC, is a Pastel GHI, 50% het for albino female, and she was, let me see her weight. She was 175 grams until she just took a huge deuce. Oh, Adam at the high bid at 300.
Adam also is locals. Another advantage.
He doesn't have to pay the shipping rate.
All right. Well, we broke in the table.
This table just left the plastic before I started putting the computer setup on it, and it just got dumped on.
You're on the timer?
Yeah, 20 seconds.
Can't. Listen.
What did she say?
The bully's in the house.
When's the next clutch cutting? I can't talk. I need to go get water.
It's on the 27th.
Yep. 5 seconds. Oh, John Feely swept in there last second. You guys can hear the sound too, so you guys know that he did make it. 3:05, starting the timer again at 40 seconds. See, NYC comes in and all the snipes come out.
Yeah, that was a good snipe. That sucker was right on.
Yeah, he already figured out my timer. Adam. And you guys can see it actually slip in now that we actually have the speaker set up in here.
That's true.
Alright, 10 seconds. Jackie, it is a Pastel GHI 50% het for albino, but it does have 5%, or 5 seconds left. There we go. Oh, and Adam does it right back at 3:10.
3:10 for Adam.
Alright, 40 seconds. John says stop. Alright. Oh, did you just go put her back after that?
Yeah, she
But she's empty now, she can't do it.
She wore out her welcome.
John Feely, 115. Alright, 40 seconds. Alright, you keep track of this. I'm gonna go get a water because I can't talk at all.
Okay, where we at? We got 30 seconds left, and John Feely has 3:15, so he's on top of you now, Adam. How's that feel? We've had some good battles here last year. I don't know if you guys remember the Pastel Bell. Pastel
Mojave.
Super Mojave. The thing went to $800, and it was a battle the whole way.
10 seconds. Adam says he's all yours, but this is prime time for NYC to drop in. And that is sold. John Feely, 315, with second being John, or second being Adam. Wow.
315, right?
315 and 300 for Adam.
Thanks for the drink.
Oh, you want one too? You didn't say anything.
right, that was a good one.
All right, John Feely, can we get your email, please? And we will be emailing you right after this, and we will send you an invoice. 315. And Adam Beach Bum.
This is a good
310.
girl.
Another GHI to the collection. It hurts to see her go, but you know, the way that we see it, we want a lot of GHI stuff, but we see that if we were to sell her plus one of our other females, we can probably get one that's a little bigger and get it a year sooner.
Yeah.
Invest money or you invest
Any
time.
new mods to the Corvette? Let's not talk about Corvettes.
I actually just put a new battery in the key fob, but that counts as a mod. That's the only thing I've done to the
That
car.
ought to get you at least 10 miles an hour faster.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about
That
the
was
next
Mel
one?
would have bought. Trig. Oh, he's local. See, I wish Guion was a lot closer, but
Oh,
way
yeah,
out there.
that would work really well. If that was a male, I would have bought him from Trig.
have you written down John's email? You know, Addison is on the ball. I appreciate you.
Addison needs to be a moderator.
I'm thinking about it.
Not that the others are doing a bad job, it's just she would.
She's keeping us in check.
He put stickers on it, but he
Yeah.
said too slow on it. I think he screwed it up.
Here, I'll show you guys a.
Oh, here we
Let
go.
me see if I can.
See what you started?
This is the only thing I have done to the. I can't type either, apparently.
Are we really doing this now?
Yeah.
Anyway, while he looks, I have the next one out. It's
Yeah,
a
we'll go
black
ahead and do
pastel female. She's 600 grams. She's posset for albino, 50%. And what you see is what you get. This girl is as calm as they come. She's a
Yeah.
little on the shy side. She'll hide on you a little bit, but she warms up. But this is her.
Yeah, and the one thing I do want to point out about this black pastel just always looks amazing. But
Martial Law's at 75. Now we got Mason A's up to 80. He beat the other two or the other four. BC Pythons, we can only do increments of $5.
There you go.
90 for the genetic hunters.
Shipping is $50 flat rate as long as it fits in a 12 by 9 by 6, and you can pack as many snakes as you want in there as long as it fits.
Right. Euphoric reptiles went to 100, 125 for David Romero. See, Addison was getting on us, so I'm trying to pay attention now. 150 for Drunk Monkey.
I like that name.
You would.
I just remember I was thinking back on this the other day. Euphoric, 160, and then 175 to George. Back when we had first gotten a computer here, and it was just Club Penguin and stuff like that,
200 for Drunk Monkey.
all of my account pictures was a blind squirrel that was holding a huge mug of beer, because that was the only picture we really had on the computer, and I thought it was funny, and me being young didn't realize, hey, I shouldn't have that. That's my picture.
We've got Drunk Monkey at 200, and 190 for Genetic Hunters is the second spot.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit start on the 40-second timers. Hey, what's going on, Bray Pets? Is it Bray or Bree?
Where is it? Oh,
There you go. You got to pick one, Stickney. Are you going to be under the Jesters or the Fawns?
yeah.
You got me saying A.
Yeah, I used to hear about Club Penguin all the time. God, he lived down there when he was a kid.
Yeah, well, every 3 months you had to go and take me to the store so I can go buy more memberships. The second way, Bree, got it. All good. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sold.
Drunk Monkey 88.
Can we get your email down in the comments? The other is personal. Yeah, I figured. But we did notice the name change. When you started commenting under the other name, we were like, hey, he changed his name.
Genetic Hunter, you are like no cigar today. Second place.
he could end up with a lot of these, and he would never know. 190.
There we go.
Let's see. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why I played it. Like, I look back at it, I'm like, what did I get out of this? But I did, no shame.
Okay, we ready for
The last ball
to
python.
speak for a team. Everyone gave me their contributions. I have to stay within the parameters. I completely understand. You got to have limits. What was the name of the guy who bought that Super Mojave for $800 last year? Tim Long, was it?
The Pastel Super Mojave?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Tim Long.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was quite a bidding war. Okay,
And I want to compliment another name, Slytherin Reptiles.
it's good.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. Slytherin, like Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good name. I actually took the test online and I proved as Slytherin, so.
Logan spent, we got 50 from Sarah Franks. Logan spent about 5 minutes trying to get a picture of her head before we started, and he finally gave up. She's just shy. She's a voracious eater. We're at 60 for genetic hunters. This is a spider female. She's 66% het albino. And she weighs 185. 90 for euphoric reptiles.
Come on.
That's cute.
Alright, let me go ahead and actually update that
With
picture.
LKB at 85 behind.
Mm-hmm.
95 for, I'm gonna miss, Braindon?
Oh.
Sorry. 100 for euphoric reptiles, just beating you, Sarah.
Just bury that name.
I-
just bury it.
And I'm pretty good. 115 for kiss constrictors. That's an interesting name, too.
Mm-hmm.
Ann Logan's chair.
Oh boy.
120 for Sarah Franks. Now she's laughing at me, too.
The one thing is if you are in Southern California and you like these chairs, the big thing that a lot of people don't know is the hub for DX racers where they actually distribute all these is in Anaheim. So
Logan, we have an auction going on.
Yeah, well, it's still going, but you can get open box or returned ones for 50 to 60% off.
Sarah Franks is at 135 with euphoric reptiles at 130.
Is this a sibling to the spider I got from you? No, this is this one is from OC Balls.
And we have even more spiders coming.
Oh yeah, a lot. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on that 135 bid by Sarah.
You're pretty boy.
Yeah.
It is interesting where his tail grew back.
Do you recognize this one?
Oh yeah.
This is Little Smurf with the coconut house.
Smurfette.
It was Smurfette, now it's Smurf.
Thanks for the name compliments. See my new YouTube. Cool. Snake fun with kids. 140 for euphoric reptiles. Any wobble? No, not really. I mean, I haven't really tried to work at it hard.
Thing is, she's always a ball, so when we handle her, she's a ball, and then when she eats, she's fine. So
yeah, I mean, you might be able to induce it when you turn her upside down. I just haven't tried it.
How many snakes do you have total?
175.
We're
not counting the babies.
Yeah, and then all the eggs as well.
There we go.
Actually, that is a miscue. My bad. I didn't restart it after the 140 from Euphoric.
Sorry. Overtime.
I was too busy chasing this guy across the keyboard.
Okay, so we've got Euphoric at 140 with Sarah Franks at 135. She's a really pretty spider, you're right.
Are you breeding champagne this year? Sorry, I didn't get to that question earlier. Champagne, I don't believe...
We have no champagne in our collection.
Yeah, I knew we used to have the albino champagnes, but we don't anymore.
Those were pretty. That was a good giveaway.
We may end up with some just to see if we can do some mimosas, stuff like that.
Well, we've got the Enchi Ghost, who would work really well with the champagnes to make Enchi mimosas.
All right, there we go. So that was 140 to Euphoric Reptiles. I'm going to go ahead and update this picture because this picture is adorable. Nicole captures them in some really good poses.
She does.
And one thing I want to point out with his new... he does have a regenerated tail, but it's purple and orange. It's really different. He's got orange spotting on it. It's really cool. Alright, all good, Euphoric.
Yeah, instead of looking, and I haven't seen him, who I knew as her, since the tail fell off. But,
Alright, starting at 30 at ball and chain, 35 for Snake Dad.
that's a really nice pattern, this too.
BP was saying that he was waiting for this one. I don't see him in here.
No. It's 40 for Sarah Franks.
After this one goes, I want to ask you guys, because I know this is a snake channel and all, but are you guys interested in having leopard geckos in the auctions? Because we do have Nicole breeding, and she has a bunch. And we have an episode coming out pretty soon where I just go and I show you everything that's been going on, because she has hatched out, I want to say, pretty close to 20 babies so far.
Hey, Javier. Javier's in. 60 for ball and chain with Sarah Franks at 55. 70 for Little Casper.
All right, that seemed like a pretty unanimous yes. She's got some pretty cool stuff going on, as well as one thing that did happen.
75 for ball and chain.
She did have a retained sperm clutch already, where she looked at it and she's like, "This is not albino. This should have been albino." Sarah Franks, can you please leave your email down below since you came in second on that last one? Sorry I didn't ask you beforehand. She was a part of IDR, so I don't see why not. So yeah, I agree completely. But,
cool.
You know, if the market's there, the market's there. Any bold, we're actually trying to get bold in our collection. That's the one part we're missing. She wants to get a bold banded in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start the 40-second timer for ball and chain constrictors on 75.
Yeah, Little Casper's at 70.
Retakes, don't have the space for it, but it's... I'll probably end up with one at some point, but I would have to have a super dwarf.
Did you get Sarah's email?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And as soon as this is over, I'll show you guys exactly why. And that's because I couldn't feed them.
We should put a gecko on the logo.
You upgraded and put the gecko in there somewhere. Actually, right now, we're having our artist, my cousin, who's actually now doing commissions, by the way. If any of you guys are interested in getting anything done, he's fresh out of school and he's in summer now, so he's actually had time open. All right.
Where was this one at?
Right there, it's open. All right, so that was sold 75 to ball and chain. And chain, who is local once again, and Lil Casper behind them at 70. So here, I want to go and update you guys on one of the babies from last season, and it'll answer the question on the retics as well. Everybody knows him because he was always in the auctions.
What are you talking about?
It's Eddie.
Oh, he's talking about the rabbit. Okay, I missed that. Yeah, I never know what he's talking about.
I was keeping it a secret.
Thanks for the help, Stephen, by the way. Stephen was moderating. This was a good, clean auction. We had no trolls. I'm shocked. You have to have a permit. I thought you fixed that problem, Marshall. Didn't you get that law straightened out up there?
Here he is. All 6 pounds of him.
Look how fat he is. He's bigger than his dad. You're asking, George, if we have bananas. We do have bananas, not for sale. We should have some banana clutches coming in a month or so.
Always doesn't want to be held like that right now.
Oh, good boy. It's all right, Trey. You've bid on them before.
Here, I'm gonna pull something up so I can show you guys a picture of the first time you guys actually saw him on the channel. This guy was 3 days old. Right when he started getting his fur is when I actually showed him, because he was actually born here in this house.
Yeah, euphoric. This was a good auction. This was really clean.
It's November.
Lightning pied, yeah. That's down the road for us. The blackhead clutch comes on the 27th, so we'll see. Or the first one.
All right, let's see how well this comes across. That's Eddie at 7 days old, and he was born November 3rd. So, what does that make him now? So, 1 month.
Hey George, my best advice to you, I mean, spider could breed with almost anything except itself and look good. Go on Mork Market, just put in a search for spiders and see what everybody else has made with them, and then you'll know what you want to do. There was something else I was going to respond to there. I forget what it was. Can you back up? Can you back up? It won't back me up though, will it?
Addison got blocked. You guys gonna get into any other snakes other than ball pythons?
That was the one I was going to answer.
We have MBK female growing up, and I'm waiting for her to get a little bit closer to adulthood before I actually go and get the male, because I don't want to have this, male waiting for so long, and I can actually just push that off a little bit.
Alyssa wanting to see Eddie.
Oh, put him back up.
And she just is happy to see Eddie.
Oh yeah, this bunny is fat. This.
I'm sorry, Brian. What was it you want to know if anyone has?
Oh, he wants to know about lightning pieds.
Oh, wow!
None of our close circle has lightning pieds. I do pass them at the shows though, but they're not anybody I know.
Adam, are you doing lightning pieds? If you're still on, Adam might be at Beach Bum Exotics. Yeah, we have all the parts. We just have to get them. We have to introduce them to each other. Rich McCall. Adam says Rich McCall has them. Oh yeah, I saw that one from Jesse. That was a good video. Slytherin. Spider with orange string. We love our spider with leopard. Just name it. That reminds me of the story Garrick DeMeyer talking about when the first big snakes he bought was a spider and a pastel. He spent $8,000 on the pastel and $5,000 on the spider to make bumblebees, and he sold the bumblebees for like $15,000 a piece. That's hard to imagine nowadays.
All right, you guys are going to get a little bit of a huge thing in your face again. I'm actually just going to put this Instagram video that I took of the stickers that we were talking about earlier, because I have two comical ones, and somebody was asking about them, so let me go ahead and get this set up.
Adam says there were some on Mork Market too. You're going to spend money for lightning pieds, that's for sure. Oh, it'll be your first snake ever is going to be a lightning pied? Wow.
Wow. You know what you want.
We got to get to know Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be at San Diego for sure. I don't know if we'll be buying. We didn't buy anything the other day at where were we at? Pasadena.
Yeah, it was a smaller show. We
were just hanging out with Raul and Grace.
And everybody else everybody met there. It was the smaller show, so we didn't think we were gonna have so many of the YouTube crew there. Mm-hmm. But we did. Oh, it's not working. That's weird.
Black pewter, 100% het for a ghost girl. I'm gonna go pull out Tuco. Oh, Tuco's behind us. I'm sorry. I gotta get used to this table. I can't pull him out.
Okay, it's not wanting to work.
Nope, can't pull him out. I was going to pull out Logan's first snake.
Oh yeah, he's directly behind the table, right where you'll just bang into it.
That's all. Check out TL Ball Pythons on Instagram for Asanthic Pied. There you go.
Yeah, it's just not one.
TL Ball Pythons. First was a boa, then a pied female. That's a pretty good starter too.
Once you have a boa, I feel like it'd be a lot easier.
I usually use it to wash the car, but I pulled it out. No, it's a good shirt, Javier. Thanks.
For Bulby by Banana. That's going to be a good clutch right there. My name is Ray. We talked to the show while I was helping out. Yep, I remember you. I definitely do.
Pastel Calico Banana. That's a pretty snake. That's one of my favorite little combos.
Calm down.
My name is Ray. Oh, you're Ray. Okay, cool. I do remember. That was cool. It was nice talking with you, too.
Let's see.
I don't know. I talked to Ray for a while. I don't know if you talked to him as much.
Oh.
Logan just got wrecked by his bunny.
My nuts.
4 boas in the man cave.
He wanted to show me that he was upset that I held him upside down when he didn't want to, so what rabbits do is they thump. But he was sitting right on my lap and just smacked me right in the nuts.
Thank you for that, Laura. You'll have to send us a picture, especially since it's a tank top.
Bunny of Fury.
Garter snakes.
Alright, I'm going to try and get this thing to work again, so...
Thanks a lot, Adam. Good to see you.
Nope. Nothing. Doesn't work.
The Bunny of Fury. 8.5-foot boa.
Oh my gosh, I gotta get everything back
Bye,
up.
Chris. Logan keeps flashing off. Austin, we'll see you later. Oh, you're saying bye to Adam. I'm sorry.
Hi.
Pieds? Are we going to have any pieds soon, Log? Earl is asking about pieds.
We don't have any currently available, but we do have that clutch of...
That's right, but it's only 2 eggs.
It's 2... Did you already take the other 2 out, or they're still
Yeah, they're out, I think. Anyway, we have 2 viable eggs from our pied girl. She was bred to a banana het pied.
It's weird. We had 2 other eggs laid. That one was like a 75% boob, and the other one was like an 85% boob, and they both showed strong veins.
They were yellow after a while. After a while they turned yellow. They were just too weird. Any idea on Yen's weight?
There, let's see.
Here, you keep talking, I'll go way up.
We do have an emperor pin. We do have exactly an emperor pin, and he's gonna... we were actually gonna put him as the front runner for the next auction. We wanted to put him for this one, but since it's the first auction, we weren't sure what the turnout was gonna be like. But here's the emperor pin. He is gorgeous, and he's puppy dog tame. One that I always compare him to is our ambassador, which is Peanut. He acts just like him.
Oh, he's hissing at me. That's hilarious.
Little Yin?
Yeah.
Genetic Hunters is betting on the pin.
He's starting to go to shit. He weighs 78.
Yin weighs 78 grams. He did go on a little feeding strike, so he did go up and then back down, and now he's starting to fill out again. Yin
was one of our twins, just to remind you guys, or for those who didn't know. He's up to 78 grams, and he weighed 29 grams when he was hatched, and he dropped to 23 before he took his first meal. He's looking pretty good.
Thank you, Addison. We very much appreciate your help.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll talk to you about becoming a moderator. We need your help. So that's Yin, David.
He smacks me in the nuts, so what do? I immediately put him back on his back again.
So you showed the Emperor pin off?
Yeah,
This guy is
gorgeous.
Gorgeous. I'm going to put them both back.
Yeah, how big is Yang, Calissa?
Genetic Hunters, we'll see you there.
Oh, definitely, Addison. I'll actually do that right now. She now has a wrench.
I'm sorry?
Addison now has the wrench of a moderator.
All right.
Do you do the 50% down for all snakes? Actually, the 50% down is actually just an auction thing. For our snakes outside of the auction, if you want to buy, we do a 25% down. I'm going to NARBC Arlington in September to get my first ball python as a pet, not planning on breeding. Picking out a friendly pet snake, just ask them to handle them, and make sure 100% that you tell the breeder that you're looking for a pet rather than anything else. And most people will like acknowledge that and actually want to sell you stuff, because if you do enjoy this snake, then they kind of shoot themselves in the foot if they just try to sell you something more expensive. I think he's up to 174. He's 100 grams bigger than his twin.
You had another clutch today, huh, Marshall? That's cool.
And
did you make a video on
fire.
it? I'd like to see a video. I don't know. You're playing hard to get there, genetic hunters. Yang is up to 174. Yang is Yin's twin. So 174 versus 78. Thanks, Laura. Oh, cool. I want to see that. I want to see that video.
All right. So we have a meetup kid in here.
That's all. Although that's all Logan. If you, yeah.
I spent some time on Photoshop, and this one didn't take me nearly as long as when we were doing the charity auction. Here, I'm actually going to switch to it. Here, oh, it's broken. I just put in a new solid state for editing all the videos, and it has destroyed all of my picture files on various things. So this I completely had to reset up before putting this up. But we have one where it was a split in between us, Jason, and John.
This axanthic VPI female crossed with a pastel axanthic het pied for both, and the pastels also had clown.
Wow.
Got some nice possibilities there.
Yeah, we may be looking at some of those.
That's another one we haven't gotten into is G-stripe, genetic stripe.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't have any. You can't have everything. That's the thing.
Pewter by Killer Blast. That's pretty cool. You'll get some supers too. Driving all the way to Texas to go to that show. Can't wait to find me. Oh, they're talking about NARBC Arlington.
Oh, you're talking about the Arlington one? I wish we could go. We can't. That would be fantastic. We're going to have to work this year just to get to Tenley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but...
Calissa, the difference is there are two different groups that developed axanthic independently of each other. So it's thought that they can't interbreed. Now, we did talk to TSK about that, and he said there's no proof. No one's tried to breed them together. He said, I think they actually can. He thinks they're exactly the same thing. I mean, obviously they do the same thing. He says he doesn't think. He says any difference you see in what they look like is just familial. That you've got some that look a little like this and some that look a little like this, and you're breeding those together. He thinks they could breed together. He
said they only crossbred them once, and that was het to het, and they got 3 eggs out of it, and they hit all normal, so they don't know if it was bad odds or not. Right. But there was so much pressure on them to let people know how the lines were, that since no visuals came out, they're just like, well, we didn't get any visuals out of it.
Yeah, Marshall, we went to Tenley last year, and you're right, it's fantastic. It was such a great time. It was too quick of a trip, but it's just fantastic. It's just... Yeah, it's hard to get away, and it's expensive too.
Yeah, it's just hard when you have this big of a collection that needs to be monitored, especially temperature wise, and you need to have somebody that is going to do a good job and that is going to be there.
I don't remember seeing you, Marshall. That's funny.
Logan looks sleepy. Logan had a migraine. Logan wanted to die.
Beef breaker 28 and 41. What?
I was under
tape size for belly scare. Would you recommend? For those I'd go 4-inch, 3 or 4.
I don't know why, but I was like, okay, I'm done with Eddie. I'm gonna go put him back in his tub, and I started walking over to the snake racks.
info and money sent. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. I'm trying to remember which one you got. You got the spider, the pretty one. Yeah, migraines do suck. He and I both get them. I wish Botox worked, Calissa, for me. I know that you get them. I saw those pictures of you getting them the other day.
Oh, Graham?
You guys know Spot Nose Visual?
What?
Visual Quest? I don't know. Baby BK, that I don't know what it is. Black spots on the lips and kind of spidery back pattern. Sounds like it could be a spot nose. Send us a picture.
Yeah, that was one of my first, like, awful migraines. That's like the worst one I've ever had. And it happened to be in, in a loud, bright room. And then in literally like 10 minutes after it hit, we were going to go to this auction, which was louder than hell. We have a guy on the microphone where it's turned all the way up to the point where it's distorting, but then he's screaming into it because he was drinking at the same time. So it was something. But I remember specifically, I knew I was having a migraine because I was looking at this snake. It was a male bamboo. I knew it was a male bamboo, but I could not read, like, at all. I can sound out the words, but I could not put them together and have them make sense.
They're not fun. Yeah, I get the everything too, Heather. Lots of triggers. Calissa, remind me what your clutch is. Yeah, for me, I get all the visual auras, scents, especially clove, can set me off and give me a migraine.
Yeah, the way that you can mostly tell spot nose, Philip, is by the head stamp. I've seen a lot of them that actually look like there's a baby in them, but there are some that don't end up like that, but it's really close.
There we go.
Oh, I thought you were trying to get out, so I scooted in.
No.
But yeah, you can definitely send me a picture, and I'll let you know what my best guess is.
Yeah, the head stamp is the way to go.
Yeah, I had them just that weekend because, for whatever reason, the altitude changes from flying was just really getting to me. How can you tell yellow belly? It's usually blushings. It kind of...
Unless you're asking how to tell it from asphalt or gravel,
no.
Then it's nearly impossible. I would like to figure out a way to tell them apart. You could make a ton of money if you could do that.
I don't know. I think more people sell their yellow bellies better by them possibly being
That's
gravel.
True. That's why I refuse to pay any extra. Yellow belly Candino or banana Mojave leopard het pied to a het albino. Okay, I'm okay with that. That sounds good.
That is a Who's Your Daddy clutch.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, the weather. All right. Will you guys be at the San Diego show? Yes, we will be there.
And you have to, if you see us, stop us, please. We love talking to everybody.
Hey, KB Reptiles. How's it been going? These are the guys from Canada that we met at Tinley. Since we're talking about Tinley.
Calissa does have a YouTube channel. It's called Calissa Obviously Cannot Decide.
Yeah, if you just click on her, it'll take you right to her channel.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of YouTubers in here, actually. It's almost everybody that has reptiles in their name, like it looks official. You can like put money on it being a channel.
Yeah, you could tell that we were really pissed that we couldn't leave.
Yeah, I remember that one specifically because there was a weird strange of events that happened there. Because usually people
weird strange of events.
Strange? Did I? Oh my god. But at Tinley, I was walking around with Mike, always evolving, or Miguel, whichever you want to call him, and it was really weird because usually if you know Mike, you know me because I'm in his videos, and then and if you know us, you know Mike. And we were walking around, and I had 3 people in a row recognize me, but not Mike. And then right afterwards, he just looked at me. He was like, "This isn't right." Because at that time, I think we were just coming up on 2,000 subscribers or so, and then
I forgot Chucky was here.
Yeah, and
Chucky,
he had just hit
you showed
5.
up in the beginning, and you weren't there the whole time. How you doing?
And then as soon as he said that, it just went all in a row. Like 10 people or so were pulling Mike away, and I was just like standing in the background.
Yeah, happy little hiders. Check everybody out. Get your name out there. Ask questions. Sub to everybody. Get in the comments section. The more people know you, the more they're going to try to help you and give you information. It's the best thing to do.
Yeah, one thing I always like to say is you can learn a little bit from everybody. You can either learn something good or something that you are bad. Whereas the good stuff, you know what, it's stuff that you do want to incorporate in your stuff, but then the bad stuff, you know, you want to avoid that. So.
Chucky stalked you, Calissa? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that.
Wait, what was that?
Is there...
Somebody said something. Was this at the Pomona show? I forget the context of that. What was the context of your question here, Euphoric?
Yeah, I think he was talking about when you and Mike were walking around.
Oh, no, this was at Tinley last year in October.
It's weird that at Tinley people would be stopping you instead of Mike.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the snakes back.
That's probably a good idea. Everybody hit the like button. I agree with that, Genetic Hunters. Thank you for looking out. Is this the auction? It's my first time watching. What are the rules? This is actually we do 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes a little bit longer, where we just kind of sit down and talk to you guys after the auction. The auction's actually over. We did do our 6 animals, but as far as rules go, we just do a flat rate shipping of $50 per big box. So you can pack as many snakes as that will fit in there, and you're all good for $50. We do increments of $5, so no weird bids like, like $27 or anything like that. It goes 20, 25, 30, and they have to go up by at least 5, but no more than 40 at a time, and that just keeps fake bids down. Is this going to be a weekly thing? As long as we have snakes, this will be a thing. As long as we have leopard geckos, this will be a thing. So hopefully it can be weekly, as long as we're able to keep up with it.
Let me throw something in there too. And if you were watching and this was your first time, or you're just coming on here late, we do sell snakes from friends of ours too. Like yes. We were selling Guion snakes today. We sold one of OC Ball's snakes. We're not gonna just like sell anybody's snakes. We have to know you. We have to know your snakes. We have to know how you operate. As we get more and more of our babies, we're gonna sell more of ours. Obviously, we didn't have any left to sell at this point, but our babies are coming, and we're going to start selling them. We are going to sell a lot of snakes for Pythons R Us. He doesn't want to sell his snakes. He doesn't want to have to deal with boxing and all of that. So we're going to auction all of his snakes that he wants to sell off here.
Are these going to be in the charity format?
No. This is going to be us doing a regular auction, including his snakes in our auction.
Okay.
And but all of the money from John's snakes will go to charity.
Okay.
Will go to his charity. That's what's the name of that again? His charity.
Sam Jeffers.
Sam Jeffers, yeah, for childhood cancer.
Robbie, yes, you did miss the auction, but we do stick around so a little bit while afterwards just to talk to you guys. So if you have any questions from videos recently, definitely it's kind of just a way for us to talk to you guys and just kind of hang out. But we did go through the entire auction already. There was something here. Trey Beck, if you do get any crazy bananas that look like that dad, where he has that crazy yellow in it, that comes out that way that you're not holding back, please let me know.
What are you talking about?
Remember that banana that Trey Beck got with the crazy yellow?
Oh, the one they bought from us?
He's cutting that clutch today.
Yeah, we'd really like to see that and maybe be involved. That would be great. I guess I should get back on screen.
Giant Hunters, do we have any fire females? Do we? Available? I don't
not
think
available.
so.
We've got Mike X here. That's all. We will have though.
Actually, technically, if you want to take the risk, we can't guarantee it, but our most recent clutch, the leopard fire spider to the vanilla pastave, we can't guarantee which is vanilla, which is fire, because they do nearly identical stuff. But we do have a leopard spider that is vanilla/fire as well, and we have a vanilla/fire spider, and then wait, no, that's the male. And yeah, I think unless you're looking for a Mojave vanilla/fire as well. What are you most excited for in the coming year? We finally have Horton breeding, technically. He goes in with females, nothing really happens, he kind of cowers in the corner. I'm excited for him to figure out what's going on there. Is she going to start her own YouTube for the geckos? I don't think so. I mention it to her nearly every time that she's in here, like, or in the gecko room, that she should be recording her stuff.
Are you listening, Nicole?
But
you need to start your own channel.
She's really camera shy.
Yeah.
So yeah. Here, let me get caught back up.
Not that we have a problem with her being on our channel, but she'll do better with her own.
Skills, which camera are you looking at? Are you looking more towards the G7X, the smaller one, or the SL2 like Mike's? Two very different cameras. I would say the SL2 probably takes a better recording picture, but it's big and bulky and stuff like that. And you're also able to use an external microphone on that, so you can actually get some high definition audio. And it's the same price.
G7X is fantastic, especially with that size, and you know it's not the big bulky thing you're having to work around. Two drawbacks: it does tend to fight the automatic focus. The autofocus fights you a little bit. And the other thing is that no external mic. If that's a big deal to you, then you don't want the G7X. In every other way, it takes great pictures. Just those two little problems.
Snake Dead, you gonna have any female geckos? We did mess up our incubation on our original ones, and we got all boys because we were going for girls. But with all the air moving here, we have one of those small reptibators for our gecko eggs. The temperature was off from what the thermometer was saying, so we fixed it here, but then we moved all the eggs over to Nicole's house when she got her own gecko room there, and what happened is that there's not as much airflow as we do in this house there, so the temperature got raised up and they ended up all being boys. But she did just get 2 eggs today, and are going to be the first girls. So they will be coming, but not yet.
You're right, Stephen. That the flip on the G7X is fantastic, where you can look at it either way.
Yeah, the SL2 does do the same thing. It's off to the side, so depending on the angles that you're working with, it does get a little hard to see. I only know this because I've shot with Mike's camera for his channel a handful of times. None of them made the channel though.
You know what's funny? They're talking about people being shy on camera, and Calissa really was. She wouldn't show her face at first when she did it, but everyone seems to get over that, and they do really fine. I mean, they're doing fine before they get over it.
Yeah.
So you just have to do it.
I'm waiting for Scales. Scales, did you upload your video? Did I just miss it? Or is that the video from this weekend going up soon? And then Robbie Hoyt asked if we have any SK or VPI Xanthics. And I did see that you re-asked that. Sorry, I'm working all the way back. We have VPI Xanthic here. We have some snow stuff, and we have a bumblebee head Xanthic paired to an Xanthic head albino actually incubating right now. So that's what's going to be coming up, but no Xanthics at the moment.
Bye, John.
Yep. And then here, let me see. Dan Hitchcock's here. Hey, what's going on? He is one of the admins for the reptile breeders for Brian Barczyk. Not against, for. So, yeah. Get on it, Nicole. She does need to.
Hey, it would be such a great thing for her if she did.
We're all camera shy in the beginning. If you guys, just after this, like if you just want to go watch 30 seconds of the first video that we posted on this channel and see the difference in how I talk, I was talking, from the throat rather than using my diaphragm, and you can see the confidence build up over time. So,
and I still suck, but it doesn't stop me. So.
And his first video, I had to almost beg him to do it.
Yeah, it took me a long time.
And his first one was the Wayward Snake.
And it was like 25 minutes long.
What's the main differences and traits in the different lines of Xanthic? I can only speak for SK and VPI. Like I said, we're not 100% sure if there is interbreeding. Robbie Hoyt, we post them on Instagram a lot of the time, but if you message us, we'll send you an availability list, and then you can get pictures from there.
Javier, are you being serious, or is that a joke? Do you really want adult males? Because I get asked from Craigslist all day long if I have adult females for sale.
Going back to Rebel Regis, the main differences / traits in the SK and VPI, we're not sure if they can breed, but SK is a little bit more gray and black. It's a little bit more closer to white, and then the VPI stuff is more silver and black, and it looks kind of metallic.
Thanks, Trey.
If you really want to see all the stuff that the SK Xanthic can do, what is it? Is it JD Constriction that does all the SK? Yeah, his stuff is amazing.
It's pretty.
And I want to say the original Lightning Pied is a VPI.
Tom Furr did a lot of really great VPI stuff. Remember when we saw him at Tenley?
Yes. Jeez.
Yeah. You don't see him advertised, but he really does.
Oh, Cliff, I was just reading that.
But Javier, are you really looking for adults?
We have a banana head Xanthic right up there. We kind of want to use him, but...
He already bought a... Well, you just missed a cinnamon. We have a clown male for sale. We have a 1,300 gram clown male. He's a visual.
Olympus Reptiles has a lot of the SK Xanthic too.
Okay.
I always forget about him.
Javier, why don't you message me on... either text me or message me on IG.
Thank
and
you
we
guys.
can talk.
Auction and the snake, even though Adam made me dive deep in my pockets, and he already left. So, in case you're still here, bye, John.
Is it Kayla or Kyla?
Everybody who is camera shy, talk to Logan. He has some great advice. Yeah, the only real tips though is you just kind of have to do it, and then you realize it's not that bad. Let me know how to get the payment to you. All right, cool.
I'll forward it to you.
I wasn't really shy, but then again, I don't really have any shame. That snake dead.
What did he say?
He said I wasn't really shy, but then again, I don't really have any shame. I'm all the way back a bit, so back. I'm making sure we don't miss any questions here.
No, I don't think you're shy at anything. Calissa has 6 dinker adult males for sale.
Yeah, I think that going back to every time I scroll, it puts me all the way down to the bottom. Okay, Desdemona.
Desdemona, that's a very old name.
Says, I messed up again. They said, they're the one that said Olympus Reptiles has a lot of SK, and I mixed it with what I was reading. Philip was the one that said it. He said that SK's line was his favorite. Quality is a weird term.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, he's the one that gets really mad about it. Cause,
that's a trigger for me.
I don't know, because I don't like to think of them in qualities, because I think you can use both sides of the thing. Like if we use spider for an example, like there's high white spiders where it barely has any brown and it's all white.
Olympus does a great bit on that. Olympus Reptiles from about a year ago. He said, what's a great spider depends on what you want to use it for. Okay, I'm going to say, my problem with talking about quality is when we talk about quality, we're not talking about a great snake, a healthy snake, a snake that breeds well, that eats well, that doesn't have any problems. We're talking about one that looks the way we want it to look, and that's what we call quality. Because that one has the color or the pattern you want, that's quality. And I have a problem with that definition of it. That's how we got, bulldogs that you have to have cesarean sections because their heads are too big. And we ended up with Pekingese that can't even hardly breathe because their nose is all smushed in. Anyway, would like to think quality is a broader definition than that.
Yeah, so That's exactly what we mean about quality.
Did you say the Instagram name?
Yes, that's I typed it in chat because I didn't want to interrupt you.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, quality is just really weird. It almost kind of seems like it's a like a salesman tactic, because at the end of the day they eat the same, they have the same requirements. It's just what are you planning to use them for? Maybe different.
Where do you edit your thumbnails at?
I use Photoshop, CS6.
And I use Photo Editor just for IG. Mine is cheap.
Mine was rated R for ARG. And then here I'm trying to... JD Constriction was trying to figure out the compatibility of VPI to SK. James Roberts said that.
Cliss, I want to make sure you see that message.
I'm slowly working my way down through the questions, guys. Sorry, I'm really behind. Is it usual for bumblebees to have high white sides? It all depends. If somebody used a low white spider in that pairing, then you get a really yellow. If you use a high white spider, then you get a lot of white. It just depends on the pairing. So some people have line bred them to be almost no yellow and just like a white stripe, and then some people have bred them to be no white at all and just all yellow. And then there was one boy that we had that sold in our first auction, which we actually did on Mike's channel, when we went over to his house for it, and that was a bumblebee which had bright green eyes. It was like striking green.
He had green eyes like a lemon blast.
Yes.
Has. And then, did you mention our other one, Ollie, who was bright yellow?
Yeah, I did not talk about her, but yeah.
Bright yellow bumblebee.
There's a lot of variation.
Someone asked a question. How's the season going, Austin? A little slower than we thought it would be. We should have...
Forward and backwards.
We should have quite a few more clutches coming. It's taken a while. We're 10 in so far. Mm-hmm. So we've had 10 clutches.
California weather has really hurt everybody who's not 100% in control of their temps. Like people like Always Evolving Pythons. How he has all of his females in that grow tent, so he has it down to a degree.
Like Crystal.
We are very much still reliant on the outside, and then we just kind of do our best to keep it within, in between 70 and 80 degrees here for our ambient temperature while we're still running heat tape. And that's hurting a lot of the California guys. I know a lot of big breeders that have not gotten a clutch yet. Yeah. So we had 2 clutches right away, and then we had this huge break, and then we just got 8 laid within, 3 weeks? Yeah. And then now we're in a little break again, and we have like 5 or 6 girls that are just about ready to drop, and I'm pretty sure they're all going to drop at the same time again.
They're going to be within all like a day apart, each of them. I mean, just keep on coming. And we got to get that incubator going.
All right, see you, Crystal. It was nice having you here. But I'm trying to remember where I was going.
Although you're in Utah, aren't you? You're having the same problem?
It's just weird because it goes from cold to really hot, like up to 100 degrees, and then drops right back down to 50. Yeah, this morning, it was 47 degrees when I was going to school. But at the hottest point in the day, it was 97.
Heather says she's having trouble in New York, too. How many clutches are you having, Heather? Yeah, you're late in Utah, too. See, Aldo's having trouble.
Yeah, I always start my pairing Valentine's Day, so...
You tell me about it, Raul. And no one has Mike's money. I think, June, that you said you can't wait to get your baby.
I mean, if you can wait, I mean, do you want him to be like breeder size?
I don't want to keep feeding it forever. You got to come and get it at some point. Your top 3 different gene pieds. Do you mean 3 genes, like on top of the pied, or like 2 gene pied? You got 2 coming?
Because it's, I don't know. It's hard for me to think of all the 3 genes in there.
Phillips just already had one and done.
One person who just started posting again that I was really excited to see was DJ Skull Ball Pythons. Finally started posting again, showing off some of his little babies that
I saw that. He was off for a while. He posted 1 or 2 motorcycle things, and I hadn't seen him in a long time. It was good to see him back.
He's not a regular poster like we do, but he posts every time he has a clutch or cutting like that. And he doesn't videotape while he does it. He just shows you the results. And I don't know what it is, but he is just incredibly entertaining. And his videos are all like sub 5 minutes, and I catch every single one. They're great. Example, banana pie, sumo pie, panda pie. Panda and banana pie, that's for sure. Those are 2 things that we're going for. But my all-time favorite pie, I have to say, is I love the banana Mojave pie, because it is whereas the Mojave pie is just brown spots like all the way through without any like gradient to them. It's just straight brown spot. The banana Mojave pie is straight yellow, so it's just a white snake with yellow dots going down, and it's really cool. Here, I'm trying to find where I left off.
Steven, are you going to share now, or are you going to put this on video? It's global warming. I know Mike at Always Evolving Pythons, the thumbnail tool that he uses, it's literally just called Thumbnail Maker. I talked to him about it before, and it's weird, the camera's not focusing on me. It's because I'm gorgeous and it wants to look at me.
I think it's because it's using the spot off your head to get the focus color. Yeah. Do you guys work with Ultramel? I love Ultramel, but you kind of get the same close-ish look with Banana. And obviously Banana's a Codom. Obviously Ultramel's a little bit more orange rather than yellow. But
Banana's a little easier to work with.
We don't have Ultramel just because Banana's pretty easy.
Well, Heather, it looks like you'll have it all over with fairly soon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they'll be pretty close together. Bye, Laura. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we're going to have to close down pretty soon and get to work.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you, Gift Bear. I'm not a huge fan of the speckles. It works on certain snakes.
Yeah, Marshall's chiming in.
But, yeah, I would like to see all the... I have several bananas in here that have no speckles at all. But the ones that I would show you are all on the rack right behind the table. And there's a lot of morphs that are like that, so I would like to see that kind of taken advantage of and see what we can make without the speckling.
That's a good question. If you could have any of Kabilka's snakes, which one would you pick? Although I love the look of that blackhead pie or blackhead clown, we'll make those in a year or 2. We'll have those.
Is it cheating to say the Pompeii?
No, that was going to be my choice. I mean, he has a lot of great stuff that I can make. The Pompeii is going to take a few years to get to. That's what I see.
I'm so far back.
Maybe
we
should get into Ultramel. The Magma or the Batman. Yeah, we should have Batman pretty soon too. We should have Batman's next year. Maybe the year after. The Gothams will take a little longer.
Mm-hmm. We're working on it.
Gene X, yeah. Gene X would be cool.
There's a lot of stuff there, like the Gene X and Gene Y stuff. I can't get too much behind it because we haven't seen it really taken advantage of completely. Maybe once some more stuff comes out, they'll hit something that really wows me. But there's a lot of stuff out there in combos that I can see what all the other stuff is doing, and I can't really see what Gene X or Gene Y are really doing. They kind of seem like more like enhancer genes, whereas like Fire does that. It just kind of brightens something. But doesn't have a huge change.
The worst gene with the best... But what do you mean by worst gene? You mean like a common gene with the best potential?
I'm thinking I'm thinking he means something that doesn't work by itself, but really makes a change in combos.
Well, one gene that I always find amazing, and it doesn't directly answer the question, but I think pinstripes are ugly. I'm sorry if you like pinstripes. I think they're ugly as hell. But some of the things that they go into combos are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people ask us the question, which gene do you think is the best in combos, just across the board?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's pastel, or the most underrated gene. You take a pastel and put it with anything, and you know there's pastel in it, like pastel yellow belly. How much better does the yellow belly look when you put pastel on? Pastel leopard looks cool. Pastel Mojave looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Pastel and spider together look incredible. I mean, I think it gets really underrated. That's probably better, the most underrated gene.
The one thing that I see that a lot of people don't like is black pastel, because a lot of people just disregard it because it makes really dark stuff. But as soon as you cross it to some of the lighter genes, they all get bright. But it keeps that black pastel pattern. And I said that when we brought the black pastel girl out here. Black pastel is my favorite standalone gene. I think if there's just a black pastel, like our black pastel girl up there, I keep looking up there whenever I say black pastel. I think she's stunning, just as a black pastel.
I feel that way about cinnamon, which is very similar. Cinnamon by itself can be really pretty. Black pastel in combos, though, is crazy. You take like just a black pastel orange dream, crazy, or black pastel banana.
Yeah, I do love Justin Kabilka's lavender clown and stuff like that. I absolutely love it. I'm not even going to argue with you about that. It's just that we don't have lavender stuff in here, so I couldn't really take advantage of it.
Yeah. Spot nose is underrated, yeah. And that's one that was underrated for years, and now they're expensive as hell.
I've only ever seen one monarch snake, and it blew me away. And that was the same one that Mike showed off on, was it his Arlington one?
GHI and banana,
and
too.
That was a banana leopard blade clown monarch. And that was from Tom Harbin, the guy that we got Horton from. That's where Horton gets all of his yellow. But yeah, just it's crazy, but it's one of the things where it's one of those I haven't seen very much. I've seen one snake.
Desdemona's talking about a black pastel super mahogany or black pastel suma.
Mm-hmm.
That's one decision we have to make. If our black pastels, which should lay within the next month, if pandas don't come out healthy or the super blacks, we're going to have to start looking at it, going to mahogany or something else, a cinnamon, and trying a different angle at getting pandas.
Mad Bio says, why don't you do daily vlogs? I used to. I kind of got burnt. I couldn't come up with stuff every day. The one thing that like Brian Barczyk's really able to take advantage of is that he has that huge facility with all this diverse stuff. So even if he doesn't have a topic to talk about that day, he can really just kind of show you all of these interesting things. For us, our collection is a lot smaller, and by a lot smaller, I mean like 1,000 times almost. Because at one point he was saying that he had like 50,000 animals in his roof, but obviously it's reduced since then.
Much reduced. Yeah, close. I agree with everything you just said. James has got a good clutch coming. That black pastel hypo to a GHI hypo. I want to see those. That should be interesting. The one I saw in Morph Market is yellow and purple. Which one was that?
I'd have to check. I'd lose my spot. The only reason he thinks that Reptiles is a good way is because I think you really hopped on the boat, because I haven't really looked at something this way since I played sports. I was always sports, but then when sports were over and all that, I then turned to the snakes, and I was just blown away by all this stuff. And it really brought me in, and I think he saw that, and that's why we really have this duo.
Okay, I think I missed the question. Snake Dad asked, bamboo stuff. We've got 3 bamboos. We're just waiting for them to grow up. 2 girls and a boy.
James says, when you have banana and ultramel side by side, they don't look anything alike. The only thing I was referring to is the alien head like pattern along the side and just down the middle.
They're similar. They're not exactly the same.
Yeah, the color's completely different. I get that part.
The problem is, you're talking about people who vlog every day. It just gets boring a lot of the times. You run out of things to say. And I mean, even watching them, it gets boring. Well, here I am again. You just saw me a few hours ago.
What other species are we into? I really like the different king snakes, whether it's a gray banded or the Mexican blacks. I plan on getting a female gray banded so I can grow it up the same way I'm growing up a Mexican black king right now, and then I'll get males later on, and then I'll be doing some king snakes as well. But as far as different, like just completely different, like away from snakes, I love chameleons. They're obviously a lot harder to take care of, and that's what's
Neither one of us has any experience with chameleons. He just thinks they're pretty. Yeah, and I do too. They just look like not the friendliest pet.
I don't know, I've seen some really cute things that they do.
What's the best ball python gene with the worst potential single gene only?
Ooh. You know, if you asked Justin Kabilka this, he would say pastel.
That's
Justin
what I say.
Justin Kabilka hates pastel.
Oh, you talking about the other way around?
Because he loves orange, and pastel kills orange.
That's the one. That's the double-edged sword. Pastel brings out yellow color in everything, and it can really improve. But it can also wash color out. Look what happens with the super pastel. You can wash the pattern away. You definitely take it off of the head. So you have to be careful when you use it. That's the argument that Tom Harbin and Justin had about leopard clowns. Is Justin hates to put pastel into his leopard clowns because it starts to wash some of the pattern away. But if you look at our boy who's pastel leopard blade clown, he's gorgeous.
Yeah, that was the one thing, is that we were looking at roughly the same price area when buying Horton, if we were to buy it from Justin, or if we were willing to buy it from Tom Harbin. The difference was Justin's didn't have pastel. It was a gorgeous snake nonetheless, but he's like, you want this one and not the pastel one, because what happens if you hatch out your Gotham or your Batman and it has pastel in it and you just wiped out everything? And he's like, it's not going to be orange the way you want it, and it's not, and it's just going to be wiped out. He's like, what are you going to do then?
I'm not going to argue with Justin Kabilka.
Not at all.
No, he's got the stuff pretty well figured out. James, someone asked about scaleless head.
Yeah.
What Raul just said there, Snake Dad, we love scaleless. Not scaleless head, love scaleless. They look fantastic.
I love the look. I think if we were to make crazy scaleless combos, though, I don't think we can really see them, because I was looking at Next Level Exotics, the younger kid, probably like 2 or 3 years younger than me, and he has a few scaleless stuff, or maybe it was one of his buddies. It was at Tinley, and it was at his booth, and he had all of his expensive stuff where he was just kind of displaying it, not selling it. He had his sunsets there, he had his super bananas there, and he had his scaleless there, and he had a nuclear scaleless, and I was just looking at it compared to his normal scaleless right next to it, and I'm like, what's the difference? How do you tell this is a nuclear? They look nearly the same when there's not the scales. It's weird.
By Marshall. A couple other things. Now I just forgot. Scroll back up just a hair.
I can't scroll on that. Here, I'll go all the way down and then back up.
The rainbow boas. We don't do any rainbow boas. Haven't yet.
I love them.
Logan loves them. I don't know anything about them, but you can only do so many things at once. Right now we're pretty crazy into ball pythons. What was the next? Oh, supers. What's the best gene as far as supers? Kind of hard to beat a mahogany. What else is great as a super? Super bamboo's pretty cool.
Except for it's white.
Yeah, but it's
nice to
cool.
have.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's something.
Super normal?
I remember that there's people that advertise that. I do like the super black pastel. There was something so fascinating about our second panda cutting, where we got the 2 super black pastels, where they were literally so black, the camera didn't know what to do with it. It looked like we cut into a different dimension. Like, it was just, the egg looked black inside. I love super black pastels. I wish there was better health in them.
I can't do. Somebody had a super disco on Morph Market for like $200. We were poor, so I didn't pull the trigger, but it was an incredible price. What everyone's mentioning are cool.
Yeah.
We have a super cinnamon. We have, what was the other one I saw that we have? Super black pastels we had. Of course, they didn't make it, but they are very cool. I like the Sumas with that orange stripe down the back. That's a nice super.
I'm looking to see if there's any that I missed. No, nope. Yeah, wait, there's something. What was the snake gift bearer that you said cost around $5,000? The one thing that's amazing to me is that the red stripe blow up. Even though I completely understand that the magma is gorgeous, I would 100% buy one if I had the money in a second. But red stripe hets selling for $3,000. What?
I told you.
I know.
You've got to breed this boy. It doesn't matter what you breed him to. Where's the super pewter?
Behind you.
Oh, she's over here?
Yeah. Up high. Up high and on the left. He's trying to grab the super pewter. Red stripe is insane.
But for someone who said super cinnamon,
super pastel, super cinny, lesser.
Yeah, super.
And that is a BHB snake.
Made by BHB, not bought by BHB.
Yeah, that was one thing I told him. Like, I want to have a snake by you guys, but can you please sell me one that you hatched?
We asked Lori, and she, I don't know.
So we had to go track down Brian as he's running around recording, and it's just like this little mission, and we managed to go find him, and he was like, I gotta go see the snake so I can tell you for sure. And he's like, yeah, that I remember cutting that one myself.
You know what's incredible is we have what we call the BHB premium, meaning any snake by BHB you pretty much add like 25% onto the price. Mm-hmm. We got this one for a steal. This one came to us at a really good price. Don't you think so? Yeah.
Drunk Monkey, I love everything Orange Dream. I love everything Black Pastel. I don't think that pairing can go wrong at all. And Pastel is only going to add more blushing to it. That is going to be a gorgeous one if you do hit it. Orange Dream, Black Pewters.
I wouldn't really say gray on top. She's got, the little bit of coloring on her head. She just has kind of a dusty look overall. She's got a real faint pattern to her underneath, and then it's yellow with more dusty, a little dusty, more dusty on the top. She's a cute girl.
LKB, I've never heard of that gene, to be completely honest.
What is it?
Calabash.
That's the one that Tropical Tom's up in Washington sells.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Super Orange Dream is excellent, yes. And Aussie Boyd always, blows me away with every Instagram post he has. I wish I could afford it, but holy crap, that stuff's expensive.
I'll be right back.
Like, I don't know how he does it. It's like every egg he cuts is amazing. Hey, what's going on, Michelle? You're a little late. And as soon as you come, he takes off. And it was nice meeting you at the show, by the way. I want to make sure that Super Blade is really pretty. I would like to see it. I want to see the difference it makes really outside of Clown, because it's really hard to see otherwise. It's a pattern reducer? What? Yeah, gray matter is awesome. That is one thing that we really want to get into, but it's really hard. That, and personally, I want to do urban camo, because it's just cool. Let me see, is there... The issue is I keep going back up to the old comments to see if there's any I missed, and I completely lost all context to these comments. The red-eyed crocodile skinks are awesome. The thing is, though, is they hide. So if you're looking to have them as a pet that you can see all the time, that's probably not something that's going to happen. But yeah, you just try to name the 3 snakes on Miguel's vlog. I did not. To be completely honest, I just wouldn't get it. Even with the knowledge of knowing what snakes he has, I still wouldn't get it. He just has some crazy stuff. Would you recommend I get a fire highway for my male pumpkin pie or a female banana pastel clown for my firefly clown? Really indecisive. I'm gonna give you my answer, and I'm gonna give you my reasoning as well. I would 100% go with a female banana pastel clown, unless if it's a cheap one, in which case I want you to hold off a couple days while I buy it. Clown's gonna stick around price-wise. By the time that fire highway girl grows up, the price is already going down. Highways are down to what, like $750 now?
The thing with highways is they're only a 2-gene snake.
They're in their codons.
One of them is yellow belly, and the only reason the prices stayed high, well, 2 reasons. They're really cool looking, and the other is there aren't that many gravels. But as we all produce more gravels, and we're one of them, we're producing more. The price of gravels are coming down, the price of highways are coming down. You can buy males now for $700 every day of highways, just regular highways. So Logan's right. The recessives are going to hold their value.
And here's a bonus thing with having a female banana pastel clown. Any male that you hatch out from that, because it's going to be 50-50 sexes, is going to be a female maker. And those female makers are going to go for about, 4 times the amount that the rest will. So if you're looking at something as an investment, I would definitely go with the banana pastel clown. But if you're just doing this out of something that's pretty, I would just look at whatever, you really like the outcome of, and just buy the snake that corresponds. So yeah, that's all I can really give you. There's the business answer, and there's always the passion answer. Am I going to be at the meetup on Saturday? I want to. I don't think I am going to be able to swing it, though, and this is me telling Steven this, too, because I forgot about this, but for my birthday, my brother bought me angel tickets for me and him to go to the game. And it's in Anaheim, about an hour and a half drive away, an hour after the meetup. Or an hour after the start of the meetup, I should say.
It's 45 minutes from here. He isn't.
No, but the Prehistoric Pets is out in L.A. I was counting traffic.
Oh, is he in L.A. or he's not in Santa Ana anymore?
I thought it was technically in L.A.
Okay. What did I miss?
Any banana female is a great investment. Yes, especially if you have other banana stuff that you can really throw banana to it and try and go for some supers, because then you'll get 25% chance of that. And then I'm trying to think. But also just the female makers. It's hard to really beat that.
You like my blue glasses?
Sunset Pompeii is what I'd really like to make someday. I can't really say I understand 100% the price point behind sunsets. I think they're really pretty, but I don't think they're $30,000 pretty.
They are recessive. I gotta be honest. Unless they make some outrageous combo I haven't seen yet, I don't completely understand the hype on them. They're different.
Anaheim is about 10 minutes from the zoo. I'm going to figure this out.
That's what I thought.
And if I can manage to get there before the first pitch, I will be there. I may not be there long, but I would love to record with Brian. I'd probably like to get there earlier.
Man, KB, it's like being back in school.
I'm looking this up right now. I really want to go. Like, this is not me like saying an excuse because I don't want to go. I really want to go.
Top 3 4-gene combos. That's getting hard. Well, the top 3 are whichever 4-gene combos I have. I'm hoping that my favorite 4-gene combo pretty soon is going to be a highway pie.
It's a 20-minute drive away. I'll be there.
I told you.
I'll be there. I'll be in all Angels gear, though, but I will be there.
He never listens to me.
It's actually a monarch pistave. It's yellow and maroon purple. Wow.
What?
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up right now.
A banana sunset? That might be pretty interesting. That I'd like to see.
And for all the people that may still be sitting in here that have messaged me on Instagram, I do see them. I'm just not responding to them quite yet.
10 with Steven's drive.
Wait. Oh, jeez.
Ball and chain constrictor says he's a new email.
Okay. Alright. We'll find a way to make it work. I just messaged him on Instagram anyway, so we should be fine. Here, I'm going to look up that monarch pistave.
Bye, Dan. Thanks for coming. Yeah, highway pied would be outrageous. Even better would be a blackhead highway pied. Was it? Does Mike have a banana sunset? He has sunset. I'm not sure.
Is this the one that you're talking about, Gift Bear?
Looks like a Hardy picture.
Yeah. I'm guessing this one because the other one's really just kind of looks like a pistave. But this one's very pretty.
It's the blushing is outrageous on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that. How much they want?
5 G's.
Oh, that's all.
Spending more on this snake than I got for my first car.
That reminds me, Javier wants to make a trade. We'll talk after.
Okay. Doesn't Mike have a banana sunset? I believe he does.
Calissa missed it. She wants to see.
Oh. It's very pretty.
In that you should really look it up on Morph Market, Monarch Pistave, because the colors you're really not seeing very well.
Lemon pastel, I've never known, is it a line or is it a separate gene? But as far as it being a separate gene, I don't think it could really take over the market over pastel, just because pastel's everywhere. And to be honest, I really don't see the difference in them.
Well, what about green pastel?
Well, green pastel is heterotic xanthic, so when you consider it that way, and then you can really understand why why it makes such a big difference. Hey, what's going on, Samantha? You're just tuning in right at the end. Would the albino be ready by next Thursday, do you think? We have not gotten them to take any meals yet. They're slow to take off. Usually I like to use...
They have one.
Well, it's assisted, not straight.
Yeah, not on their own yet.
Yeah, we assist-fed all of them to teach them what food is, but no, they haven't struck on their own yet.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it's a line. Okay.
Yeah, June, you would be... I mean, I know you're anxious to get her, but it would be better to make sure she's on food yet before we moved her.
Let me see, because all of the snakes are just kind of in a bundle. The clutch too. So let me see.
Which still have the knowledge you have now, and would you change anything? And if so, what would you change? That's a really good question. So many people have said we did it wrong, and we shouldn't have jumped in and jumped all over the board like we did. But that's what we wanted to do.
We kind of want to have a lot of everything.
We wanted experience with lots of different genes, and we wanted to learn on cheaper snakes rather than expensive snakes. I think if we had to learn on $10,000 and $1,000 to $10,000 snakes instead of $100 to $500 snakes, it would have hurt a lot more when we had problems or that we weren't breeding or whatever. So I don't know that I would have changed much. I probably would not have gone so fast in building. With the snakes, it's not so much. I'm really happy with the way we went when we tried to build up our adult female population as fast as possible. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of my own answer to the question. It's just...
I would have done it differently on the racks. The equipment I would have done differently.
I definitely, if we knew that we were going to get to this size, we always thought, okay, this rack is going to take a while to fill, rather than we're going to buy this rack and all of a sudden it's full like next week.
Next week we're buying another rack. I wouldn't have piecemealed out smaller racks. I would have went right for big racks that held, these hold 33 snakes each. Our hatchling rack holds 75. I would have just busted loose and got those.
Yeah, and one thing that a lot of people like to bring up is they're like, well, why did you buy Freedom Breeder racks when you could have bought melamines custom made to be whatever? You have to experience these to really know how great they are. They are awesome.
Look at that.
Yeah, all good. But there's so many little things here. Like here, I'll take one of these things off real quick. We have these guys here on, this girl I believe is on paper since she's due to lay pretty soon. But when we are using ReptiChip, we're able to take this off and slide this out, if it will slide. And as you can see, it actually has holes in it all the way here. So when we have ReptiChip, to make sure that the humidity doesn't get too high, we flip this around so these holes are on the back side, and it'll vent out all that extra humidity, and I actually can't get this thing back in there without using my hand. So I'm going to let this thing sit for a second until we actually finish up. But then when we're using the paper, we'll flip it back around to try and keep humidity in, since low humidity is an issue. But yeah, that's one thing that a lot of people don't think about when they get melamine. They never think of the molding factor or the fact that they bend and warp. But yeah, which one is it?
Spider spotnose, right?
Or is that spider blackhead? Spider and blackhead are allelic.
I don't think so. I think that's a spider spotnose.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I just thought that because somebody mentioned them. Blackhead and spider are allelic, and the weird thing about them is when you put allelic traits together, kind of like the blue-eyed the cystic ones, crazy things happen. But when blackhead and spider go together, there's no wobble, and it also just looks like a normal. It's really weird. So you can have 2 extra genes in a snake and never know it. You won't get the wobble, you won't get anything. It's just really weird.
Materials, well, they're a one-time cost. That's why I would have done it differently. If we, we piecemealed all this melamine stuff together, I would have bought these because these are a one-time cost. I mean, these will last us 15, 20 years each, right?
Yeah.
And you pay $2,000. It's a lot of money, but they last a long time. The melamine warps, and even at that, we paid $1,200 for one to hold 20 of melamine altogether.
22.
By piecing it out.
Yeah, rather than getting 33. So, it's one thing that we know that we're eventually going to upgrade and be getting rid of these guys. So, if you guys are in Southern California and are looking for melamine sometime down the road, we will have them. And one thing is, these just look cool too, and our snakes like them a lot better. As far as the dark tubs and stuff like that, just they like. My back hurts.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like Philip agrees too. Spider spotnose.
I have to scroll up and see if there's anything. But if there's anything that we would change as far as the way that we went, it's really tempting to go State 48's way, or the way that with Brian Cusco. I always trip up when I'm going to say one of the Brians. I know I'm going to switch their last names. Talks about where you just get these really expensive ones and you have a smaller collection, but as the same value as somebody like us who has a bigger collection, whereas you just have all the crazy genes. And that's really tempting to do as well, and I don't know if I would necessarily choose it, because you really cut the market when you only go to one specific thing. What?
Ball Python Boulevard, I just watched a video of you opening up monster stuff from, who was it? You received, I think, from Constriction Addiction, I forget who else, and you're getting more?
Somebody got their tax return.
You know, we sell snakes.
Hey, what's going on, Nathan? You're coming right here, right at the very end.
Yeah.
We've been going for 2 hours and 5 minutes.
We really do need to back it up.
Yeah, it's just the questions keep coming, so we keep answering. What rack system do you suggest when only having 2? We're using a TGR rack system.
Perfect.
I actually really like the TGR stuff. My only thing that I have against TGR stuff, I wish they did bigger stuff. If TGR made racks that were big like this, we would have them.
Yeah, I would talk to him.
The issue is that he makes them in single stacks or double stacks. They're not really meant for people who have a large amount. It's for somebody to have a really nice rack when they don't have that many. So it doesn't work in our
when you just have a handful, it doesn't matter as much. Logan's original rack is a really nicely made melamine rack that holds 6 25-quart tubs, and it's beautiful. And it's the first rack we had in here, and it still worked fantastic. And that would be great.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to take me a year to fill that little 6-high rack, and literally, like we said, as soon as I got it, I think it was the next weekend, me and him went out and bought our first group of snakes as a pair and filled it. So it's like, oh, well, now we're going to have to go get some more.
Jackie, yeah, we ship snakes all over the country, and it's not hot yet, so yeah, it's perfectly safe. We in the winter, well, we don't ship in the dead of winter, but when it's colder, we use a heat pack. When it's hotter, we use cold packs. They ship overnight, so they leave our place at like 6 in the evening. They get to you at 9 or 10 in the morning, no problem.
Depending on if you're in a residential or rural area.
Yeah, I remember talking to Trey about that. Where it's like 1:30 in the afternoon.
I think it's awful when I wake up at 8 and then they finally get here right at 10:30, right at the cutoff. I can't imagine what Trey does when he gets them at 4 p.m. And it's like, well, it could be there right in the morning or it can be there all the time. It's like when we get our internet installed and it's like, here's this 3-hour window when we're going to show up. It's like, thanks. Now I can't do anything today.
That's a good point. The racks that Bill makes, BC Pythons, are fantastic and they're cheap. Mm-hmm. For someone who doesn't, I don't see him making the big stuff now either. Mm-hmm. But for little stuff and tabletop stuff, fantastic. We should talk to Nicole about that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Nicole's already filled out her brand new rack.
She's actually looking at getting another one pretty soon. Really soon. She needs a baby rack.
There we go.
Bad.
10:30 and 2 o'clock, or 2:30.
10 p.m. was the latest he's received an animal. That thing was in transit all day.
That sucks.
It had to leave the station before 5. Like that, 5 is the cutoff here for FedEx for us to take one in.
Reagan, keep watching the YouTube, and we'll gladly sell you a snake. We've got quite a few coming.
But 5 is our cutoff here, but it's like so 5 to 10 p.m. That's 24 hours plus 5, so that's 29 hours plus however early the snake breeder dropped it off. That's a lot of time for that little guy.
FedEx completely lost your Mojave yellow belly. They never found it.
I've yelled at a few FedEx people. I get what I want when I call FedEx. It's just that a lot of the one issue that I have is FedEx is actually outsourced for their call center. So a lot of times I can't understand them, they can't understand me. And it just makes it super frustrating.
There's a lot of great information on here.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up.
Michelle, thanks for coming on.
Home Depot's so huge.
Always good to talk with you.
See, I want to do a build. Like, I want to actually go and build Nicole's next rack. I think it would make for a really cool video. But the thing is that it won't be my tools that I'm using. It would be Nicole's dad's. So it would, I would need his permission, and also he would want to be there so I don't break his nice stuff. How about the guy she got last year that wasn't even in an insulated box? Oh my god. Here, let me pull her out. She's doing great now. She's super friendly. She's actually
I knew we were going to get going. What do we think of the paint, Gene? I'm watching. we're at the size where we can start thinking about getting into some more exclusive gene. We haven't figured out which one we want yet. You know, we don't have the money to get into all of them, so we want to make sure if we pick one, it's gonna be one that thrives.
I know puzzle's taking off. It's just I don't see too much puzzle stuff that knocks my socks off.
You were asking LKB who are the giants. I think everybody knows. I mean, my favorite is Ozzie Boyd. You've got to respect what Justin Kabilka knows. I think he knows more about how to put genes together than anybody. As far as a businessman, I don't think you can beat Brian.
There she is. We got her at 800 grams. She never wanted to eat for us. Dropped all the way down to 650.
Yeah, they
which
can
we
see
can't.
you.
We can't blame her because she was shipped in a medium box, which you guys don't know what that is. That is what you would get a T-shirt shipped in if it wasn't in that little manila packaging.
Post office, however much you stick in there, it ships.
Yeah, it was 2 inches tall, and a foot and a half long or so.
She's getting heavy.
Yeah, she's at 1,100 grams, just shy. She's at 1080. But yeah,
Adam is gonna knock it out of the park on puzzle stuff. He's teaming with Dark Cloud on that.
This girl here is actually the first time I've ever had to yell at FedEx. FedEx was not notified that there was an animal or anything like that. This thing was in the middle of a stack with something heavier on it, and it crushed it.
Jackie, we should have Batmans in a year or so.
We still have the box.
We're working on them. We
I just have to look for it.
Would you just tell them what this is?
This is a stinger bee, so Enchi, spider, fire, yellow belly, het, ghost, girl. And yes, Randy is a great breeder. We get a lot of stuff from Randy. Randy likes me and for some reason gives me really outrageous deals.
Randy thinks he's cute.
Yeah. I think Randy just likes
Who sold us this snake? I can't...
He's banned off Morph Market. You don't have to worry.
You'll never see him again, and I can't remember the name.
Logan Hines.
Someone already knew it?
No, I said it.
You
Logan
did.
Hines. Hynes. But there was a big thing about it, and then somehow, the internet always turns on you. If something bad happens to you, it's somehow your fault. We got hell from all left and right.
I think I have got to... Yeah, it was a
they want to see
box.
Horton. Is Horton with the female?
No.
As a breeder question, is it better to have a powerhouse male or female? It all depends on who you ask. If you're doing it economically, then
he's in shed.
Still show him off. He's in shed.
Everyone says it's better to have a powerhouse male except for one big name.
Justin Kobilka does not believe in powerhouse males. He is all powerhouse females. And then
but he can afford that.
Yes.
He's completely in shed. So he doesn't look very good. Show him your pretty head.
Yeah, this boy is gorgeous.
Ain't he got a pretty mouth?
Wow, his eyes are so blue.
Anyway, that is one of the greatest head stamps in the world.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a little tree.
I don't know what it looks like. There's holes in his skull.
Yeah, Snake Dad, that's exactly why people like powerhouse males, because you can afford to just do that. The way that Justin likes to do it is Justin's really methodical about how he puts his pairings. He says, I like the way this girl looks, and I want to add this to it. And he'll add this smaller male to this female and work on just getting, that one gene added or two genes added into it.
Did somebody say powerhouse?
This is our black head gravel pos het pied. He's 50% het pied. But
stiff as a board.
Oh, he's always been one to really cling on to you guys. All right, see you, Sergio.
Bye, Sergio. This is a 2-gene powerhouse.
We don't have any bells for sale right now, but we do have one set incubating. Actually, 2 sets incubating. One set's really close to coming out. It should be on the 3rd or 4th of July. So pretty soon, 2 weeks, we'll be cutting a bell clutch. And that one was a Mystic Potion to a Butter Pastel Spider. So it's gonna be pretty nice. So there's not a lot that we're going to be able to assure as far as the genes go, because Mojave butter obviously makes a blue-eyed leucistic, and Mystic butter also makes a blue-eyed leucistic. It doesn't make something that looks like a potion, it makes a bell. Don't know when you guys look at the pic of the mamas to the spot, no spider really know what you think the mama is. Nobody knows. Here, let me go back up. I'm super excited for 8 days away from now. So next Wednesday we're going to be actually cutting our Blackhead Gravel's first clutch, and that was him paired to a yellow belly het pied. So it is going to be a crazy clutch, and hopefully, hopefully he proves. I'm fingers crossed, because if we get a blackhead highway pied, I think I'm gonna faint. Just almost the same way I had to sit down for the two pandas. Let me see. If we can add any gene to Justin's best snakes, which gene would it be and why? If we're going back to the Grails, the lavender clowns, pied. I'd love to see that in pied form. That would be crazy. Dave, we have the same birthday. Any clutches due then? None on the birthday.
Reagan. Oh, I'm sorry. Michelle, how are you? Is it Michelle or Reagan or both?
Both.
I saw Reagan pop up earlier. It didn't register.
But she popped up and said, "Hey, Dave," right as you were leaving to get your soda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, what was it you asked? We have the same birthday. Any clutches due then? Right around there. I'd have to look back. We're all in front of the incubator. We can't get in.
Steven, he said what the Pompeii was. It was like an OD yellow belly fire, and then something else on top of that. I'm missing one. Magma clown. Yeah.
But Reagan, we have clutches all around our birthday, so no worries. We'll find you something.
And then, have you ever had a no-eye snake? If so, how did it do? We personally have not had one like that. We haven't even had one with one eye. But we do have one with small eyes, if that is any means the same.
She has little eyes and she's blind in one of them.
Mm-hmm. But when it comes to those snakes, it tends to be incubator issues, not genetic issues. So a lot of them tend to be fine. I know of one person who does have one that is absolutely thriving. It's perfectly fine. And that is Ty Braun. Has I want to say it's like an albino champagne or albino black pastel. It's an albino of some sorts with no eyes. And he takes it with him to every show, and that thing is on a roller coaster trying to figure out what's around it.
Poor baby.
My mommy really thinks you're cute.
Here we go, Michelle. She's going to start up again. Are you drinking? You must be, or you need your eyes checked.
What? The Pompeii is on Morph Market? I want to see his asking price. If that's not, 6 figures.
Did you see how fast he jumped? Is the Super Sen or Super Fire that you shouldn't breed? No, on either case.
I remember some people have some issues with Super Cinnamon, but we have a Super Cinnamon, so...
Cinnamon and Black Pastel can have issues. All of that whole... Well, Balls to You did a great one about that. He said any snake can have issues. It's like... The thing is, when you do supers, you put two of the same thing together, and if they do have some issue, and all snakes can have an issue, you'll tend to expose it more. So with cinnamons and black pastels, when you go super, you're going to get duck billing, and you get problems with kinking. Duck bill's the big one. So that's a possibility. I haven't really heard a lot with super fire, but I mean, we've got a super cinnamon, super pewter here. So yeah, you can do it.
Maybe I was wrong on that Pompeii reveal.
The one that you can't have super is champagne. They'll die.
I'm thinking maybe the Pompeii is a magma version of this one, the OD Fire Spot Nose Clown. I'm thinking maybe if you add the magma to it, because it's magma related, that maybe that works. But I can't say for sure. I really thought that at one point he said what it was. He wants $4,500. it's weird that I'm actually looking at his snakes and going, wow, that's lower than I expected. Because I've seen them sell the Gotham for $8,000. I saw it sell for $8,000. And now there's a fire Gotham on here for $4,000. It's like, did it really drop that fast?
Yeah, no problem, Jackie. It's the champagne. It took me a while to get there, too. Fortunately, Stephanie was there. Yeah, that video by Gavin, go watch that one. Balls to you. He does a real good job on it.
All right, and then he said he left out a gene in the reveal. Oh, yeah. Tricky, man. Tricky.
Whatever, dude. Any white snakes? Yes. We have babies coming.
Oh, we don't have any currently for sale.
No, but we have white babies coming. It means you'd have to wait about a month.
That's weird that you're doing an every 3-day shot. Is that because you take it into the vet, or are you giving the shot yourself? This is just me speaking from hanging around with Nicole at the vet clinic where she shadows the vet. But if you ask them to actually show you how to inject it or ask if you can take home medicine, a lot of people see a lot better results from doing it every day.
Right.
And we're starting to learn that with my own medicine. When it's close, the dosages are a lot closer together rather than in mass amounts. It works better.
Chucky, thanks for coming by. Really appreciate it.
What's my favorite morph? Here, somebody drew me a picture of my favorite morph. And we were just talking about it. The Gotham. Banana, leopard, clown. There's still a little debate on this because when Justin originally talked to me about it, he said that the Gotham needs to have blade on it, but I see a lot of people calling non-blade versions Gothams, but who knows?
Yeah, Philip said, but wasn't it just the red stripe that he left out? I kind of think so.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I do the shots myself, and Baytrol work best for me, and I did it every other day. Just trying to think clearly. Because this is all just off of me shadowing somebody else. And it's just weird. Then they gave me injections for every 3 days. Okay.
Michelle, if you and Reagan do want a white snake, let us know as soon as possible when we cut them, because they tend to go fast.
Yeah. Like, we typically get emails about people wanting to reserve snakes when the cutting video's up. Not when we're showing them, like, in the water. As soon as they're cut, they're like, if this is a male or if this is a female, this is a snake that I want. So. And
I mean, within an hour of the video going up.
Jackie, the coral glow and banana thing is a hot topic. Some people... Here, I actually have numbers.
Logan ran a poll on Instagram if people thought it was the same gene or not, and 75% said yes.
And one thing I want to mention is that the thing about that poll is that 75% of the people said that, but majority of the people that are big breeders that followed me hit same. I only had one of the bigger breeders hit different. So Gotham does have slight speckling. But yeah, I'm trying to think. It's here we believe that they're the same. It just depends on what you want to call them. Coral glow is less common to be called, so therefore it's less supply, and you can charge a little bit more for it.
Yeah.
But
thanks, Curtis. We appreciate that. Yeah, that's the big thing we hear is coral glow sounds pretty cool, and banana just sounds common.
Yeah, it's kind of like sugar and calico, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. A lot of people get really angry when you start talking about these things too. They're really passionate about their opinions.
Some people are adamant. I had one the other day. Okay, well at our house they can breed. I don't know.
LKV, that's where I differ. I do believe that butter and lesser are different, whereas they look very alike when they're in single genes, but when they're in combos, they look so different.
I do see a difference too, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't say one way or another. Yeah, het red and green pastel we talked about too, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that het red exanthic looks anything like a pastel thing. Was it brought out by the same person that named the pastel? Is that why?
I don't get that either.
Yeah, I'm like, did somebody just name this pastel trying to piggyback off the popularity, or?
Reagan did buy a Cresty. What kind of Cresty did you get, Reagan?
Yeah, those Cresties were cute.
Oh, I gotta get up. I gotta.
He's actually sitting in one of my old chairs. That was my chair before I got this one.
Yeah, me and my back.
Yeah, it's the one thing is that this chair is actually a bit stiffer.
Yeah, Curtis, you tell him.
I know that's a big topic. Do you prefer live feeding or pre-killed? We do live ourselves. I understand the people that do pre-killed. Live because it's easy for us to breed our own and save a lot of money that way. Plus, you get a huge feeding response difference in between live and frozen. So, we've had a lot of... we have one snake in particular that I'm going to make a video on, so you guys are going to get a little bit of an intro to this video. It was fed outside of the outside of the enclosure, and so it was fed out in a feeding box, frozen. And the previous owner told us, "Hey, this snake is a finicky eater, and I'm gonna find this fly eventually." But she was a finicky eater for the other one, doing the feeding box and frozen. She comes over here. We put one live rat pup in there, and she came out of the tub for it. And so with those two things mixed, I'm going to be making a video on opinions about feeding things and my tips for how to get your snakes to eat better. But
and one of the biggest reasons people don't like, I should get down here for this, don't like live feeding is they can bite the snake. They can cause harm. You don't throw it in there and leave it. We feed off of the tongs. We let them hit it off of the tongs.
We do have some that do prefer the mouse or rat to be roaming, so it's like an actual hunt, but we're right there with the tongs. So when they do hit it, we get the tongs right in front of its mouth, so when it does go to bite, it bites the tongs and not the snake. Yeah. And as far as streaming live feedings and just posting them in general, it flags your channel, and then you have a lot more issues with demonetization. So
we've done them in the past. There's no reason to do them again. The thing is with a live feeding, they're the same. You know. Logan did a great one in the past.
Yeah, I used to do those old Call of Duty videos where it was really cinematic and things were synced up, and I really miss making those high things that really require production, and you really sit at the computer for hours editing them. Whereas for a vlog, I'm really just trimming it and fixing the audio, and I'm already making too much out of it than I really need to. So I have times where I really just want to make something that's a bigger production value thing, and that was one that I did, and it was in the very beginning. But the difference between a lorry and a normal, I don't know enough about the gene to really talk about it, so I'm not even going to try.
The only thing I will say on that is I feel bad for Brian on that one. He went to the trouble to name the snake after his wife, and then it never took off. You know, you'd like for it to blow up and be great and be this great gift, and it turned out to be not much. Super Lorry? Yeah, I have to look at Super Lorry. I'm not sure.
Feedback, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so I think we are actually coming to a good concluding point here. We kind of ran out of questions to answer. You have one snake that won't switch to frozen thawed, same here. We have one that we told the person that we were going to hold it for him and for an extended amount of time because it wasn't switching, and it won't do it. It will eat 2 live, frozen, and then 1 frozen. And then it's like, hey, you tricked me. I'm not eating any more of that. Then you do 2 more live feedings, and then it does a frozen. And it just could never really get it to do any more. So, yeah, without further ado, we're going to be wrapping up. So yeah, other than that, really hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to be continuing to do these hopefully every Tuesday, but we'll let you guys know through Instagram and YouTube. We'll talk about it. Yeah. But to show you guys the front runner, we already showed it off in the thing. Do you want to go grab the Emperor? This should be the front runner of the next auction. We wanted him to be in this one, but with it being the first one, we weren't sure how the turnout was going to be. So we just wanted to be safe. But here he is. This is an Emperor pin, and he is gorgeous. And if you're looking as a pet or as a breeder, he is great either which way. You're either looking at a 3-gene male, or you are looking at a puppy dog tame, gorgeous snake that you can show off to everybody. But
he's not cooperating much.
Yeah, he's too friendly. He loves to be held. Like, this little guy's awesome.
He's so cute.
So yeah, without further ado, guys, we're going to be concluding here. Other than that, we'll see you guys in the next video and the next live stream.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Thanks.